Okay, good evening. So this will be a microscopic examination of two slides, blue and red. By now, the content should be pretty much identical between the two. I should just say that during the last 24 hours, more than that, there was very little electrolysis of it all. Mostly symbolic acts that, like more than 36 hours. Mostly it was a symbolic, like kind of like construction that symbolized, the lack of remote transfer between humans. Similar to what was done in the past with Titans and also with myself. And we'll probably keep it that way because we don't want to actually allow remote transfer between humans. We might actually continue after this examination. I probably run some more electrolysis with modified symbols. Specifically, I'm going to modify the wire bacteria to the train bacteria by adding sausages. By the way, I just thought about something. I just thought that maybe, actually, the wire bacteria and the train bacteria, just a theory, a full theory. But, maybe these atoms are actually related to each other. Like maybe the wire, because, the sausages, manifestly they have very different shapes. Sometimes there barely no sausage at all, maybe just one sausage at the end of the bacteria. And sometimes there are many sausages. Now, sometimes the sausages are very, very fat, and sometimes they are very long. No, it's not a metaphor for that because it would have been too simple, too basic. So sometimes the sausages are very long, like very long and thin. Sometimes they are fat and, short. Sometimes they are both fat and long. And sometimes we've seen like one that is like balls. The sausages they look like balls actually. With the bouncy bacteria, one that was very energetic, probably a young one, and jumped all the time. So maybe it's actually the same life form, just with different variation. So if it's true, what I'm going to do now is to actually cut the wire, like make it smaller, and with the rest of the wire, I'll probably energize some other stuff. And with the relatively short wire that will be around the big magnet, I'll use the clay to produce very, very fat and long sausages because I want it to be both fat, both big and long, all dimensions. I don't have much clay, so maybe I'll use 3 of those, but very big ones, and see if we actually manage to create bacteria of that type, it is very fat, if the sausages are very fat and big. Also, in order to facilitate energy transfer, but to avoid, the remote symbolism in humans, what I'm going to probably do after this, the next stage, is to move some of the stuff to these 2 containers, metal containers, and we'll try to demonstrate energy transfer with the metals, because from my perspective, it's better to allow transfer between Titans and humans, because most Titans are either out of the game now or they have very little of this stuff. So it's less of because Titans in any case, they are mostly used as as hose, like tzinor, to get it for me and to give it to the Homo sapienses. So in general, they don't have that much anyway. At least in our generation. And if you don't, they don't take it from me, which I try to do, as you understand. They don't have much by themselves, usually. So I don't care much if they transfer between each other. But if humans transfer between each other, it's a way to prolong significantly the life of sinister organizations. Because they do have, there is much more humans than Titans, so overall the quantity is much higher. So that's the idea. So we'll use these things to demonstrate energy transfer, but first microscopic examination and update of the life forms. So the soundtrack is pretty, I would say. I just took things from the current the Galgalatz playlist. It's the things that are popular in our time. It's really it's not very original. the גלגלצ פשוט יש להם איזה 5 שירים כל פעם שעושים איזה ריפליי להכל שוב ושוב. So it's basic, but it's by definition it's like a crowd pleaser. It's not very artistic, but Maybe later tonight we'll do some kind of artistic adjustment to the place. Of course, I'm ready to accept any kind of suggestion from the audience. Maybe we'll listen to some opera. Maybe the Flying Golem there that was mentioned that many times in the comments. So a little bit of Wagner should be interesting. So let's start with the red one and then the blue one. So I understand that, there are rumors in the internet that there is a problem with Betty Crocker. So if it's so, I wish her well. I think she's done a great, she had great achievement in, the PR, aspect of the Titan situation. So we see news right away. יכול להיות שחשבו שאלוהים יצא לפנסיה או מת, הוא לא יצא לפנסיה והוא לא מת. Nice. What it is? Nice. הדגדגן הזה של כל נושא בעיות של המיקרוסקופ. למה זה כל הזמן עושה את הדבר הזה? איזה מעצבן זה? נכון? I don't know if it's the focus ring, it keeps doing this shit. So maybe later we'll try to adjust the focus ring because it's difficult to focus. Okay, maybe now better. But this is 64 magnification. Now 160. Nice. 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 Let's get back to 64. Nice. Nice Nero fat one. We definitely see Neros there, which is nice. Although we didn't see very big ones, but we see smaller ones and fat ones, which means that they've eaten, the porridge that they've given, mostly sodium bicarbonate, but other stuff in the porridge, and they've eaten it well. It's very important to feed them, with the correct material, so יקבלו במשקל, איך שזה נקרא, בטיפת חלב. אז יש שהם קיבלו במשקל. יפה. So I really need to kind of like clean the microscope and adjust it, not just because of the focusing. It's all better now, but this is a nice train. But most so because of the problems with the best. The highest magnification lens doesn't seem to be responsive. Like I need to clean it thoroughly. So you see, we do have trains here, but this is what I told you, like the one sausage and a string. This looks like a נפץ כזה של פורים, לא? או maybe סוכריה על מקל, דחוק קצת. Arguably, lollipop? Not really. Anyway, so yeah, this actually is relatively fat, but I want it even fatter. No, I'm not a chubby chaser. I like very big boobs, but I'm not a chubby chaser. Stop with that. I'm not saying like, I want, the fashion show, horror show, like, you don't need to be extreme to any, direction. Normal. Normal with huge boobs. Anyway, with the Neos, we like them, like, to eat, the sodium bicarbonate thing, and also the germs. We've given them plenty of, you remind me, I need to prepare more, of the yeast mixture. It's actually, it's I see good results with the yeast mixture. Like I can tell from that it's doing, with the ecosystem pathway, it's always difficult to know what contributes to what. Like, that's the problem with the ecosystem pathway. But it's like that with ecology anyway, like in human ecology, it's like that as well. So, but I think, yeast works great. And what I should do now, I'll do it probably just after that video, is actually prepare the mutate, like I try to mutate the yeast like even beforehand. Like that it will be like, they will be fed with, mutated yeast. Of course, this requires kind of like a secondary adjustment, like a secondary construction, a secondary simple construction that is mostly certain on yeast. And we'll see how can we mutate it. Because we want, because yeast is pretty small, like in its normal form. Like it's very, very small. Like yeast of this, שברים פשוטים שמשתמשים בבישול, משהו שאני משתמש, הם מאוד קטנים. גם בהשוואה לדברים מיקרוסקופיים. So maybe you can make it even bigger and then we'll feed them with the mutated yeast thing, like for the next series, next steps in the experiment. This one is very lovely, the stargate position is amazing. Nice, we see smaller ones, bigger ones, okay. Nice stuff. Very nice news, and these are not dads, of course, because we are not connected to the electricity, since, maybe 36 hours. Okay, nice neos. Very good mixture, I'm happy with that. It's certainly okay, the way it is right now is certainly, great for, to demonstrate energy transfer. Certainly, the reason why we were not able to demonstrate energy transfer is because we used intentionally very, not, I mean, we didn't use the correct wiring at all and metals for this purpose. I've done so narrow, I mean, it was done intentionally. First, I used the pentapods that are now pretty much drowned in, like in this, the pentapods are in חירוי גסיסה, and then the anchors, like, which are I mean, it's too big and heavy. I mean, it's too much. Like, I mean, we need, like, it doesn't fit, like, the size of the container and the voltage. This might be okay for industrial purposes, but it's too big and heavy. Although, to be said, the larger the metal and the heavier the metal that is inside the mixture, I mean, you shouldn't touch the bottom, which is also the problem with the encore, because it's difficult to keep it like afloat. Which still, like, sometimes it can be done, but it's a problem because the bottom is mostly salt. So that's, I mean, it's another problem of electrolysis. I mean, mostly it should be, it should not touch, like, nothing but the water, because otherwise, I mean, there could be all sorts of like secondary circuits that will, I mean, be on the expense of the main circuit. But also it's very heavy. But it should be said that, I mean, in general, heavier and bigger rods, they allow higher voltage. I mean, they allow higher potential differences between the two, between the two rods. So it's not that, I mean, because, I mean, the transformers are smart. I mean, even though it's written 19 volts, it doesn't really always supply 19 volts. Sometimes old school transformers, and I don't know, they don't manufacture today like that, even though for my purpose it would have been very actually handy, but I don't even have one of these. But I remember that since I was a child, and you can still see it, that, I mean, transformer was kind of like a dial that you can change voltage. This can be great value to me, but I don't have even one of these. Obviously, you can buy such a thing, but I don't have money. Anyway, the transformers, I mean, they don't supply really the same voltage all the time, because there is like a mechanism to avoid, I mean, shortcuts. So they sense resistance. So actually, if you add resistance, it disallows higher voltage, because, I mean, the transformer sense it. But, I mean, still, for electrolysis purposes, too much of resistance, you don't see nothing. I mean, unless you have, like, industrial transformer. So we'll use other transformer, like regular, electrolysis features, and of course, we'll do it, I mean, on separate, without energy transfer, because we don't want to allow any transfer between people, and of course, add sausages to the symbols. And after that, we'll change to the metals, and then we'll demonstrate energy transfer. Even though I think that the mixture is certainly good enough now to demonstrate energy transfer, but I don't want it to be done in these containers. Well, I still want to do some work with these containers, specifically with regards to the 10 bacteria. אהלן מגדל. Nice, tremendous amount of nails. They're very nice, big ones, small ones. We are 64 now, which is great. Which means big ones. Nice, very nice, really. We actually don't see as many light forms as I would have expected. Maybe because of the construction that is supportive to the creation of neurons, actually. Even though I don't think that it's contributed tremendously to the health of the humans, because as I said, it's a mistake to think that the more neurons you have in the body, the better the health. I've spoken about that before, that I mean that this is just a mistake, because too much is also bad for you anyway. I mean, humans should not eat it at all, but just so you know that, I mean, what they feel like, as a beneficial effects, it's only because, I mean, if they take it very small, and even that they shouldn't do it, but I mean, just to know that if they take a lot of it, and humans took tremendous amount of these things like in the past. Like it was very common in years during the 50s, the 60s, and even the 30s, like to consume tremendous amounts, much more than is common today actually. And these people, they did not have superhuman health. They had all sorts of like special abilities that are mostly associated today with the pigs, but they also had very like large, they have all sorts of health issues. You should know that, and this is not since 100 years ago. That it's not like like a magic potion that makes you a Superman. It does makes you a little bit similar, or sometimes very similar, or even identical to Titans. But it doesn't give you perfect health at all. It was known to be the case since 100 years ago. I just said because people, I mean, don't know even the basic stuff regarding the teeth, so you should know basic stuff. And of course, you shouldn't take any of it because of the moral, ramification, because it's done by, I mean, it's brought to human by cannibalism and rape. But just, I mean, from the scientific perspective, it's purely, immoral and just, תועלתנות וגרידה. אתם צריכים לדעת שזה לא שכמה שאוכלים יותר זה יותר עוזר, ממש לא. זה כן, זה עוזר אולי רק בהיבט הספציפי של פעולות מודיעיניות שקשורות במה שאני קורא לו חזירים, שזה בעבר היו בני אדם, והיום זה טיטניות. אבל זה משהו מאוד מאוד ספציפי, אבל מבחינה אישית בריאותית זה תמיד היה עושה נזק, תמיד זה הזיק להם. האנשים האלה לא היו, זה לא אנשים בריאים במיוחד, היה להם כל מיני מחלות. כל החיים שלהם היה להם מחלות, והם צריכים להתמודד עם זה. אני אפילו מספר לכם סוגיה היסטורית, אפילו מנותק משיקולים מוסריים. רק שתדעו, שתבינו את המציאות. פעם אנשים היו בישראל וגם במקומות אחרים בעולם, לוקחים אפילו הרבה יותר מאשר היום. במאה ה-20 היו לוקחים הרבה יותר, במיוחד בתחילת המאה ה-20. וזה לא עשה אותם אנשים סופרמנים. זה נתן להם כל מיני כוחות מיוחדים, אבל זה עשה להם בריאות, המון נזקים בריאותיים. וזה תמיד הייתה בעיה. זה אף פעם לא היה, תמיד היה בעיה הנושא הזה. So you can ask, so how are you not dead? Because you have tremendous amount in your body. Much more than Titans and humans. They take the teeth. So the answer is that I'm not you. Like, I mean, it's a different animal. Although, the fact that I have like million times what, I mean, any Titans can get everything in their body doesn't make me million times smarter or stronger. No, I'm not. I mean, obviously my intelligence and any other skill or physical strength is within, the normal, like, yes, I'm not going to be falsely modest. Higher than the average, even significantly, but not like a superhuman strength or intelligence. Not at all. It's stupid to think that way. Of course, it's within the realms of what you can expect from humans and Titans, even though certainly in the higher side of the scale, but not like superhuman. So just it's another proof that tremendous amount of the T, even million times what Titans generally have, doesn't make you like a Superman because it's a different creature. It's a different creature. Like, maybe we can find out that, that the trans bacteria is maybe made of 50% from the T. Like, the 50% of the body mass is just the neurons. So what? It makes her, superhuman bacteria? No, it's still a bacteria. So just, you need to be aware of, false parallels between different life forms. Okay, so not bad at all. I'm fine, I'm okay with this result. Let's watch the other one. So that's another trend. We just use one sausage, you see. So maybe it's the wire and the sausage are actually the same animal, and you just need to adjust the symbol if you want more sausages and less wire. Because obviously what we see is very little sausages and very a large amount of wires, which is maybe what actually the symbol symbolizes like. So I'll tell you, I cut the wire to be shorter, use the other wire for other purposes, and with the small wire I'll wrap it with like 3 healthy sausages. Wow, this is amazing, and this is 64 modification, which means, no, this is 150. It's 150. Now 64. Is this a train or a pentapod? Maybe it's a pentapod. We didn't see pentapods yet, but maybe later we will actually be able to watch some pentapods in the mixture. Maybe I connect the pentapod to electricity and also lower to the lower ground, like to the bottom ground, and connect it to electricity with the wire. Maybe it will kind of energize the pentapods, and then we'll see it like in the mixture, swimming in the mixture. Might be interesting. Tremendous amount of news, very nice, very good. Very good results. Sometimes, just you are lucky because we have very good results. Again, certainly good enough for energy transfer, but I do want to keep to wait with that maybe an hour or 2 or 3. I hope you don't mind because I do want to increase the size and the technique, like the sausagery, aspect of the trains. So we'll do it, with this configuration, and only then we'll change containers to the metal ones and we'll continue with the efforts of energy transfer this time with better wires. Not better, just more suitable wires. Nice, very nice. Nice. Kinder shaken, Kinderlei, איזה הפתעה של קינדרלאי? מה אתם אומרים, באמת? לא ידענו שקינדרלאי. איזה הפתעה פה לכולם באירופה. היינו בטוחים, תמיד דוברי אמת, זה ידוע. שחר הימים מפורסמים ביושרם. Nice, you see all sort of difficult to focus, but nice. Well, so I think we are done with this. Okay, so I think we're okay. I've tried to do the larger magnification, but there is some problem with the lens. I'll try to clean it. But you touch the cover with this. So then you see movement. Nice. Very nice. So everything changed because we touched the lens, like the cover, so it's kind of like mixed everything, but we still see amazing amount of neurons and fat ones, so I can say it's great, it's nice. No reflect artist react over here. By the way, yes, the neighbors, they became a little more quiet recently, even though they still do their stunts, but maybe because I closed the windows, so they kind of they think that I'm hibernating or whatever they imagine robots are doing when they are, I don't know, closing the windows. Okay, so that's it for now.